What's up, precious morsels? Welcome back to another riveting spray paint tutorial. It's been a minute, but some of you may have noticed I've been posting a lot more lately, trying to get back into the groove of things. But let's not waste any time. I had a comment a while back. Someone had mentioned Aurora Borealis, or how to do like Northern Lights, and I never got around to really addressing it. And even in my tutorials from years back, I don't think I ever got around to addressing it either. So I wanted to show you my two favorite, and what I think are two of the better ways to do it. Some, other people might have some other ideas out there, but I think these are two of the better techniques for it. As you say, I got just a piece of paper here, just a black background, just to kind of give you like a night sky. And what we're gonna do is one, for me, make sure your paint is definitely warmed up. Hit that camera. Make sure your paint's definitely warmed up. You're gonna get a much finer spray that way. I mean, you could either leave it sitting over in the sun like I did with these. I didn't bring out my heat tray. You see, I covered in an earlier video. You can get like those flat griddle irons from like Walmart for like 20 or 30 bucks, for like making pancakes on. Those are great. Just put on a low setting, set your cans on there, and get them nice and warm. You can even get them pretty hot, actually. I mean, we've popped a couple can tops, not all the way, but like this upper half here will pop up. You'll hear a big ping, and that's when you definitely know you need to take them off the heat. But yeah, definitely want them warmer. You get a finer spray that way. I have just some simple colors here, just red, green, and yellow. Typical like kind of Northern Light sort of colors. Another thing you want to make sure of is that if I can get this in there, is that your spray tips are cleared off. You see on this like red one here, it's got a bit of buildup on it. Just get it. If you don't keep them clean. Oh, it's kind of really on there. There we go. Yeah, scrape that off. Helps to keep these things clean. A little acetone. But I have not been. Why do I say that? Because when they get built up, they tend to spray and splat, and it's going to really ruin your Northern Lights. You want that to be a nice, clean, fine spray when you're doing it, and the last thing you want is a bunch of splatter hitting all over the place. It'll just kind of ruin the look of it. So definitely want clean tips. I don't know, I find these Krylon and Rust-Oleum like fat tips to not be very reliable in the long run. But I also have been doing a fantastic job of keeping them cleaned up. I need to get more acetone is the problem. So, all right, let's get to it. Other thing you're gonna need, scrap of paper. I have this piece here. I have a whole bunch of this paper I got from a paper shop up toward Orlando, and it's just a double, like this one in particular. It's coated on both sides, so it's got that glossy finish on both sides. I keep hitting this. Sorry, adjust the camera. There, it's like leaning right against the table. Come in a little closer with it. All right, yeah. So you get a big box of it for like $100. You can get a ton of paper, more than you ever need. And I take some of it and I'll cut it up into strips to use for scrap, or just to get my paint off of and stuff, or demonstration stuff. Anyway, let's get to it. So technique one, you want to use a nice clean side. Get your paint loaded. Now, when you see the Northern Lights, depending on the angle, it's going to either look like that stream going through the sky, or like a bunch of like vertical like stripes or strips. So you kind of use that same approach to it. You want to kind of get close, but you want to mist down and get that line in there. And then you just kind of move this along. Watch for your buildup, because you don't want that to drip off. Wipe that off over there. But yeah, you're just going to hit it at that angle. Now, see, I'm getting too much and splatting it, but whatever. This isn't a finished piece. Try not to overbuild it up on one spot, because you want to still be able to see like those striations in there. It's really loading up. If you use a bigger strip, you can just kind of move along the seam here. But I mean, you're getting the impression. I said you're going to have to keep kind of hitting it. Obviously, the closer you hold this, the more vibrant and bold the stripe will be. Further away, it's going to just kind of lightly mist in the area. But see, you kind of get that in there. You're just going to kind of move it along and create the striations. But you want to kind of wave it around, change up the angles. depending on the greens you're using. or yellows. I see this one, it's not quite as warmed up. The paint comes out a little, I didn't really kind of clear the nozzle too well, but you get a little bit of that spray. Yeah, so you kind of want to, in my opinion, you kind of want to avoid all that, the heavy misting. But yeah, see how those striations, now you build on that, and that's going to give you a really cool, you know, Northern Lights like vibe. You can come in with the reds. You know, depending on the colors you use, they'll stand out better. If you don't want like as bold of a night sky, or see how this Krylon, how it's doesn't pop as well against the complete black background. But if you use something like a more pigmented paint like a Montana Gold, these are fantastic. But see, now you can really kind of build on there. That really pops. Got another green around here somewhere. Yeah. See, watch for all that build up. It'll keep catching up on you. Fantastic. Probably load all this. You see, you get all those stripes, the striations in there. You play with all the different colors you like. And that's my favorite approach to Northern Lights. It's been a while since I put them in a painting, but thinking about it now, it'd be really cool for something. Other technique I want to go over real quick is very similar, but what we're going to use, now we'll keep with this, whatever. Now, instead of using it sideways to make the striations, you can now hold it, get a little curve in there, and create that wave. I'm going to stick with the Montana paints because they just pop better against this background. But you create this wave through the sky. And now you can either give it a little bit of a flare up or pull away, or use this little bit of a harder line and pull away to build off of, like that. And then see, just depending on the colors you choose and want to play with, I mean, there's so many possibilities. Now these ones, I see this one's been sitting in the shade, it's pretty chill, so you get those splatters. But you see, like, you get that feathered out Northern Lights vibe. Nah, see, that's, but yeah, those are my two approaches though. You use the side of it, you get yourself a nice little curve going in there, and you can kind of just wave it through the sky like that and build on it with different colors. Or use it vertically and just do the vertical stripes dancing through the sky. Either way, you're going to come up with a really cool effect. Play with it, find colors, you know, mix with different paints. I mostly use a lot of Krylon. I think this yellow though was Rust-Oleum. But my favorites are the Montana Golds. You get much better pigmenting. It covers over these surfaces so much better than just like a regular. I mean, this is Krylon. It's fairly transparent. The Krylon paints over time, I've noticed that like they're pretty worn, like watered down looking. I mean, it's really ridiculous. The pigment difference is astounding, and just how it comes out on there. So, yeah. But I mean, but that kind of works though. If you want something a little lighter and transparent in the sky, then this works. But you can either find the 94 brand. They have just like a transparent red that I'll use just to, so you can just kind of tint areas with it because it's meant to be transparent. And another cool option for these Northern Lights, if you're doing a painting that's got what is it, like UV properties in it, you can find some that are UV reactive, and you hit that with a black light and that'll pop. So you can hide that into your painting too, where it's just like a Northern Lights, but you're just doing it with UV color paints. And they come in a bunch of different colors. I only have the green, this orange, and a blue, but all of them kind of pop and a UV light. You can use that on your black light or just in your paintings in general, and then hit it with a black light and you get something, a really cool effect. So that's where you have it. Those are my go-tos for doing Northern Lights. It's like your vertical stripes, you just kind of dance it along in the sky, kind of blend and mix colors, or you get that curve in there and create your wave pattern through it, and you kind of pull up on it or just feather it out. And either way, it comes out really cool. It's a great option for Northern Lights. That said, I'm going to wrap this video up. Any please leave comments for any ideas for other tutorials and things you guys would like to see. I'm really getting back into the habit of pumping out videos. I want to put that content out there for you, and I've gotten a lot of great feedback over time about the helpfulness of my tutorials, and I want to keep putting that information out there for you guys. So really, any questions, comments, please drop them down below. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.